What's going on, guys? I got this video for you here. It's a simple trick that you can use to get more responses from the people that you are contacting through LinkedIn. It's simply about following up with someone over the system. And if we think traditionally, when we have someone that's really important to us, either candidate or client, we're going to follow up with them. We're not just going to send them one email or leave one voicemail or leave a message to the office and then stop. We're going to follow up. And you can easily do that on LinkedIn as well. That's what this chat is about here. So basically, I've created this project folder of all my colleagues here, and I've sent them this message. And we're just using, again, some of the key pillars of social selling, talking about how I found their profile, talking about why I'm reaching out to them, why now, and giving them a clear call to action. And for the purpose of this example, let's imagine that I sent this out not 19 minutes ago. Let's say I sent this out 19 hours ago or something like that. So now it's the next day, and I've already had responses from my colleague Randy. I've had responses from my colleague Kyle. Charlie has declined, which is fine. But for Kathy, Ben, and Andy here, right now it's just sitting in their inbox. Well, it's really important that I speak with them. So it's really no problem for me to send a follow-up, and it's really easy to send a thoughtful, a non-spammy follow-up using this platform. So what you do is you just select the people that obviously haven't replied to you yet. They don't have accepted here next to their status. So I'll select Kathy, Ben, and Andy, and I'm just going to send them a follow-up. So I used a template from my first software as a service outreach, which is just here. And now I've actually created a template for my follow-up, software as a service follow-up. And I simply add in the re here, and I'm adding to the text below. Dear Kathy, hope all is well with you. Understand messages can get lost in the shuffle. My original note is above, still hoping to have a chat with you to get your opinion on this project. Right? And so it's just a gentle follow-up, and it's really natural. How many emails you get a day, how many messages do you get a day could have been lost in the shuffle. And so we've spent this time cultivating this really key list of people. Really important for us to get responses to that. That's our pipeline right there. So this is just using the same work and getting more results from it with this really non-invasive follow-up. So that's essentially the long and the short of the trick. Just some story behind this. This is actually created by one of the top salespeople that are at LinkedIn. He's in the States, and he used this for his entire territory. He would email all of his clients. He was a new business guy to get meetings, and if they didn't respond to him, he would use a follow-up very similar to this. And you can probably get away with using maybe a second, maybe a third follow-up at the very most. After that, it starts to get a bit spammy, I would say. So that's the origin of it. In terms of challenges to this, yeah, I'll be honest with you. If you send out more than one message, it's going to cost you an additional in-mail. And just a note on how that interacts. So let's say I send Kathy 2 in-mails in this case. If she responds to just a single one, I'm only going to get that single in-mail back. This isn't really a challenge for anyone that has 3, 4, or 5 people that are on their dashboard, 5 people with Recruiter Professional seats. But if you have a single recruiter seat, it's something that we could bear in mind a little bit. Just know that the average in-mail response rate across clients is 22%. So let's say I send out 100 messages over the course of 2 weeks. At the end of those 100, if I'm just sending average responses or sending average messages, I'll have 22 responses back. I'll send those 22 out once again. But I've not really had a single client that's run out of in-mails, barring any extreme circumstances. So you can always check how many emails you have left by going up to more, and you hit admin settings here. And this will actually tell you how many emails you have left on the dashboard. I'm not an admin on my dashboard, so I don't have that. But if you're ever concerned about how many you have left, you can always check up there. But I highly recommend this follow-up strategy for you, just to help you get better or more responses from your targeted list. If you have any feedback on this, please share it with me. And thanks very much for your kind attention. I will see you out there.